Hi, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a requested video and it's about manifesting an avoidant. So somebody that you have labelled an avoidant. So how do you do that? Can you do that? And how would I deal with that if it were me? First of all, let me just say that whatever version of a person you're experiencing is based on your energy, because that same person in somebody else's life will be behaving differently, subtly so or radically so. There was a person in my life a few years ago that is no longer in my life who I considered to be an absolute narcissist, the epitome of what I imagined a narcissist was. And I could not see that person any other way than that. And then I met somebody a little while later when I wasn't seeing this person anymore, or didn't have this person in my life anymore, who described her in a completely different way that I could possibly have imagined that anybody could see this person. I couldn't see how anyone could see her in any different way than I could see her, but this other person did. And I thought about that after, and I thought, yeah, because that person I was talking to is completely different than me, had a completely different energy than me. She would have experienced a different version. So I was experiencing a version of this person based on me and my energy and how she was reacting to that. So the first thing I'm going to say is this: if you consider this person to be an avoidant, and you are thinking about them being an avoidant a lot on a daily basis, and you are looking at videos about avoidance, and then attempting to manifest this person, you are in complete contradiction. So what you want and what you think and feel are completely at odds. So that's the first thing to stop. Just bear in mind that you've put a label on this person. You know, you have decided that this person is an avoidant. Oh, but I want to manifest this person. I want to change this person. I want this person to be like this and to be like that, but they're an avoidant. So, you know, you have to remove that label. We have to remove labels from people. We have to stop labeling people, because as soon as we label a person, we tell our subconscious that this is a fact. So we solidify it because we see it. We can see it in front of us. We can see our confirmation bias. Okay, yes, this person is an avoidant, but I want to bring them into my life, and I don't want them to be an avoidant. I want them to be like this and to be like that. And I would think about the contradiction there. It is just, I'm not saying it is impossible, but it kind of feels impossible as I'm talking about it. You have to remove that label. You have to know that that person is responding to your energy and is behaving accordingly. In accordance with that. So your assumptions, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, all of that's wrapped up in your energy. So you are getting a version of them. And then what happens is you put far too much energy into changing them, into them being the way that you want them to be. So all of your energy and your focus goes on them. The best thing to do is to take your focus from them, take everything from them in the moment. Take your energy away, withdraw your energy and bring it back to you. And then it's not about changing anyone. It's not about that. It's about changing self. Self needs to change, and then everything else changes. So what do you think about them? Why do you think that? What evidence do you have to back that up? If you have evidence, how can you look at that evidence in a different way, a new way? Look at it differently. Get a new perspective on that, because there's a perspective to be held all of the time, and it doesn't have to be the same. Different people have different perspectives and perceptions of situations all of the time, which is why we're all different. We all get different versions of people based on that. So you want to look at that and go, let's take the label away to start with. Okay, this is just a person. This is just a big ball of energy. It's a person. That's all it is. They are not an avoidant. If I call them an avoidant, I solidify that. I see that in my reality. They show me more and more traits of an avoidant type of person. And so what am I calling an avoidant? Okay, so I think that you will be seeing, if you're calling somebody an avoidant, a person that runs at the sign of trouble, a person that runs at the sign of discomfort, a person that disappears when they feel vulnerable. So maybe you've been getting on really well and you've been really loved up, and then they've suddenly disappeared because they feel vulnerable and they can't handle it. So they just bolt, they run. Okay, I'm not going to go on too much about what I would call an avoidant, because I just really don't like using labels, just in my own life, because if I want something and I want something to happen, and I know somebody's going to have to behave in a certain way for that to happen, I can't label them the opposite of what I want them to do. It just doesn't make sense. So you have to take those labels away when it comes to manifesting. So the main thing here is stop looking at videos that talk about avoidant personalities, because you're, oh yeah, that's them, oh yeah, they're totally like this, oh this is so them. And then you go, but I want to manifest them, and I want to manifest them being like this and being like that. You can't do the two. You can look at those videos if they make you feel better, but don't try and manifest after looking at those videos. Forget about manifestation. If you want to manifest, you have to stop looking at that content. There's nothing wrong with that content. It's probably really useful to a lot of people. But if you're looking to manifest a person and you don't like the way they're behaving at the moment, you can't keep backing that up by watching videos that say, oh yeah, they really are that, and then manifesting. It just doesn't work. It's a massive contradiction. Again, it's just a label you've put on a person because you've seen traits of that. So, oh, they are an avoidant. But really, they don't have to be. Everything will change when you change. People change when we change. We don't change a person, we change ourselves. So take your focus away from them. Just go, do you know what? For the moment, you do you and I'm going to do me, and bring everything back to you. Feel yourself pulling that energy back to you, and then looking at what you believe and why you believe it. And is there any reason for you to believe these things about people? Does a lot of it come back to how you feel about yourself? That's the stuff you need to look at. And then be the version of you that, I don't know, you could be the version of you that just accepts people, because that will change a person. If you just go, do you know what, I'm going to accept whatever you are, I'm going to accept that. You can do that, or you can be the version of you that knows that it's possible to feel different. You could be the version of you that doesn't use labels, change you. That's when other things change. We do not reach outside of us and change other people, but still stay the same, because it's impossible. You will see little things. Yeah, you'll imagine somebody saying something, they'll say it, and you'll still feel however you feel inside, but it won't be sustainable. It won't keep happening. It won't be a change of character, because you cannot change a character whilst you keep calling them the thing that you don't want them to be. All we should ever really focus on is ourselves. We should forget about what other people are doing, forget about other people's behaviour and what we don't like. We cannot keep focusing on that, because if we keep focusing on it, we keep reminding ourselves of it, we keep living in the energy of it. If we just bring it back to us, bring the focus back to us and how we feel and what we would like to be, and just look at that, and for a while at least, take all of your energy away from this particular person and put it all on you, because that withdrawal of energy has a real impact on people anyway. When you withdraw your energy from people, it just will. There is absolutely no doubt about it. The more focus you give that situation, the more focus you give, and the more labeling you do, the more you will be stuck in that reality where that person is behaving in an avoidant way, because you have told them they are. You have told your subconscious that they are an avoidant, so of course they will be. So pull away the label, strip the label away, and then imagine that person set back to factory settings. They're just a person, and you get to build on that, but you get to build on that through how you feel internally. What is going on with you? Make yourself important. You are all important. You are number one. When you feel better and you feel different, you will see people differently. People will behave differently towards you based on your energy, because people behave towards us based on our energy, and so our feelings and our thoughts and our assumptions about them and about life in general. That is the version that we see back, reflecting that back to us. We can't see anything other than that. So if you want something different, you have to stop doing something different. Stop calling them an avoidant. Just stop it and imagine them. Rewind back to before you had these feelings about them. You had made a decision that they were an avoidant, and go back to that point. Or if you can't remember when that was, set them back to factory settings. They are just a person. Like I said, with this person in my life, I could not imagine how anybody could see her any differently than I could see her. It just, to me, she was all of the things that made up a narcissist. And yet this other person didn't see that at all. I mean, I didn't say, I thought this. I didn't say what I thought about her. I was just listening with fascination, really, thinking, wow, I cannot see any of those traits in her at all, but wow. And it really did make me see that it was me and not her. And I'm sure lots of other people would have seen her the way I saw her, but then other people didn't. So you have to bear in mind that if you see somebody in a certain light, they're always going to behave that way. You can't change it because you've already labelled them. You've already decided who they are. You've made that decision. This is who you are, but now I want you to be this. You can't do that. So it's all about taking your focus away from them, really, and bringing it all back to you, withdrawing your energy from them, and just look at doing it for the time being. If that makes you feel better, if you're scared to do that, just go, I'm just doing it for now. They can be them, I'll be me, and I'm just going to look at what is going on inside of me. What can I do to make myself feel better, right? Thanks for watching. I really hope this was useful. Like I said, this was requested. I don't do too many specific person videos now, but I thought, yeah, it's an interesting one to look at. So if you don't know anything about me, I'm a manifesting coach and a mindset coach, and I'm an author.